Question 1. In the context of managing database security in Oracle Cloud, Ista Patel notices unauthorized access attempts on his autonomous database. He suspects some roles may have been granted excessive privileges unintentionally. What is the most effective approach Ista Patel should take to immediately reduce the attack surface without disrupting current user activities? A. Revoke all roles from users and recreate them with minimal privileges. B. Implement fine-grained auditing and analyze privilege usage before revoking. C. Disable all database users temporarily and notify users. D. Drop unused users and roles without further analysis. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. The most effective immediate approach is to implement fine-grained auditing to monitor privilege usage. This provides insight into which privileges and roles are actually in use, allowing targeted revocation without unnecessary service disruption. Revoking all roles blindly can cause outages and operational delays. Disabling all users or dropping users without analysis risks halting essential business function. Removing necessary access. Auditing aligns with the principle of least privilege and supports informed security hardening consistent with Oracle Cloud best practices for security management. Question 2. Considering the evidence, Is Lopez plans to configure Oracle Data Guard for disaster recovery on OSI. She wants to ensure maximum availability and minimal data loss for a critical OLP system. Which Data Guard protection mode should she choose? A. Maximum performance mode. B. Maximum availability mode. C. Maximum protection mode. D. Asynchronous mode. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Asynchronous mode is not a data guard protection mode, but a transmission mode often paired with maximum performance, allowing minimal impact on primary performance at the expense of potential data loss. Maximum performance offers high throughput with potential data loss. Maximum availability minimizes data loss while preventing primary downtime unless the standby is unavailable, balancing availability and data protection. Maximum protection ensures zero data loss but may cause primary downtime if the standby is unreachable, which can be too restrictive for OLP systems needing continuous availability. Thus, maximum availability is often preferred for critical OLP with minimal data loss. Question 3. Based on the information that IstaKim is responsible for patching a cloud database with minimal downtime, what OSI tool or feature should he primarily leverage to achieve this goal? A. OSI Resource Manager for patch automation. B. Oracle Enterprise Manager Cloud Control for patch scheduling. C. Oracle Database Rolling Patching with Data Guard Switchover. D. Manual patch application during scheduled downtime. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Oracle Database Rolling Patching using Data Guard allows patching the standby database while the primary remains operational, and switching roles to apply patches to the original primary, effectively minimizing downtime. OSI Resource Manager can automate infrastructure tasks, but not specifically rolling patching. Enterprise Manager aids in monitoring but does not inherently reduce downtime in patching. Manual patching during downtime causes planned outages, which is suboptimal for high availability environments. Rolling patching aligns with Oracle's best practices for high availability and patch management. Question 4. When analyzing Virtual Cloud Network (VCN) configuration for a multi-region Oracle database deployment, Silver finds complex network traffic between cloud databases and on-premises applications. What key OSI feature should she implement to ensure secure and performant database connectivity across sites? A. Configure public IPs and whitelist IP addresses in firewalls. B. Use OSI Fast Connect for dedicated private network connections. C. Rely solely on VPN tunnels with internet traffic. D. Deploy autonomous databases without network segmentation. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. OSI Fast Connect provides a dedicated private network connection between on-premises data centers and Oracle Cloud, offering higher security, lower latency, and more consistent performance than public internet VPNs. Relying solely on VPN tunnels over the internet risks performance and security. Using public IPs exposes databases to the public internet and security risks. Deploying databases without proper network segmentation ignores essential network security principles. Fast Connect is the recommended approach for mission-critical, multi-region deployments requiring secure and high-performance connectivity. Question 5. In a modern context of autonomous transaction processing at cloud databases, Mr. Chen is evaluating options to optimize resource utilization while handling fluctuating workloads. Which app feature should he utilize to dynamically scale compute resources without downtime? A. Manually resizing the app instance during off-peak hours. B. Using app's auto-scaling feature with EPU and Eometric. C. Restarting the app service after changing resource allocation. D. Deploying multiple app instances for load distribution. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. App supports manual scaling by changing OPU counts, but these require a service restart, causing brief downtime. The service does not currently offer automatic runtime auto-scaling without downtime. Manually resizing during off-peak hours is an option but less dynamic. Deploying multiple app instances distributes load but increases cost and complexity. Auto-scaling in app is limited, so understanding this constraint is crucial. Thus, resizing with restart is the official method, emphasizing planning for minimal downtime windows. Question 6. Through the lens of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Identity and Access Management, Mr. Thompson wants to enforce the principle of least privilege for database administrators managing multiple cloud databases. Which strategy best achieves this goal? A. Assign all administrators the default cloud administrator group role. B. Create custom policies granting only necessary permissions per admin role. C. Use shared user accounts with elevated privileges. D. Enable full database access to all users for flexibility. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Using shared user accounts violates least privilege and auditing best practices, making it difficult to track actions or enforce individual accountability. Assigning broad default roles grants excessive permissions. Enabling full database access contradicts security principles. Creating custom policies tailored to specific roles and responsibilities enforces least privilege, improves security, and aligns Oracle's recommended cloud identity governance practices, ensuring minimal necessary access and traceability. Question 7. With respect to managing backups in an OSI cloud database environment, ISAPMED wants to ensure rapid recovery from logical corruption without affecting physical backup integrity. What strategy should she implement? A. Schedule RMAN full backups every day only. B. Use RMAN with incremental backups and flashback technology. C. Rely solely on OSI automatic backup snapshots. D. Export database with data pump weekly. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Data pump exports provide logical backups, enabling recovery from logical corruption or human error by importing data selectively, which RMAN physical backups cannot do. RMAN full or incremental backups protect against physical failures but do not guard well against logical errors like accidental deletes. OSI automatic backups are physical snapshots and won't help restore logical state selectively. Combining RMAN with flashback technology also helps, but data pump export-import remains critical for logical level recovery and migration scenarios, representing best practice for comprehensive backup strategies. Question 8. From a practical standpoint, Mr. Garcia notices degraded performance in his Oracle RAC database on OSI after a patch upgrade. What is the recommended first step in troubleshooting this issue? A. Immediately roll back the patch to previous version. B. Analyze I reports and system metrics for root cause analysis. C. Increase CPU and memory resources without diagnostics. D. Restart all RAC nodes simultaneously. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Rolling back a patch immediately without investigation is generally not recommended because it can cause further instability or data issues. Increasing resources or restarting nodes blindly does not address the underlying problem. The recommended first step is to analyze automatic workload repository hour reports, system metrics, and wait events to identify performance bottlenecks or regressions introduced. Patch. This evidence-based approach aligns with Oracle's best practices for performance troubleshooting and prevents unnecessary disruption. Question 9. Given the circumstances, Nguyen is tasked with automating routine OSI database administration tasks, such as instance creation and patching. Which Oracle Cloud service should she use to implement infrastructure as code efficiently? A. OSI Resource Manager leveraging Terraform scripts. B. Manually executing CLI commands for each task. C. Using Oracle Enterprise Manager Cloud Control exclusively. D. Employing database SQL scripts for automation. Answer. Correct answer, D. Explanation. Database SQL scripts automate database internal tasks, but cannot provision or patch OSI infrastructure components. Manual CLI execution is inefficient and error-prone for scale. Oracle Enterprise Manager helps monitor and manage, but is not primarily an IAC tool. OSI Resource Manager uses Terraform to provision, configure, and manage cloud infrastructure declaratively, making it the best choice for automating OSI infrastructure and database lifecycle management efficiently and reproducibly, following infrastructure as code principles. Question 10. The primary reason for implementing transparent data encryption (EDE) on Oracle Cloud Autonomous Databases is to a. Improve query performance by encrypting data in transit. B. Protect sensitive data at rest without application changes. C. Enable role-based access control for users. D. Replace the need for database auditing mechanisms. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. EDE encrypts data at rest to protect against unauthorized data exposure if storage media are compromised, providing transparent encryption without application changes. It does not inherently improve query performance or encrypt data in transit. There's SALS. Role-based access control is managed through database users and privileges independent of TD. EDE complements but does not replace auditing, which tracks user actions. Therefore, the key purpose is data at rest protection transparently, ensuring compliance and security in cloud environments. Question 11. During the process of migrating an on-premises Oracle database to OSI, Ramirez faces performance bottlenecks during the data pump import. What best practice should he apply to optimize the import speed without compromising data integrity? A. Use parallelism with a degree matching CPU cores and enable network compression. B. Disable constraints and triggers before import and enable them after. C. Import table spaces individually to isolate errors. D. Run the import job on the slowest available instance to avoid resource contention. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Importing table spaces individually can isolate and address specific errors, improving troubleshooting and recovery. Parallelism can increase speed but must be carefully managed with EPU availability and licensing constraints. Disabling constraints and triggers can speed up import but risks data integrity if not carefully re-enabled and validated. Running imports on slow instances degrades performance. Managing import granularity with tablespace separation is an advanced technique to balance speed and integrity during large data migrations. Question 12. Under the assumption that an Oracle Autonomous Database instance is approaching its EPU and storage limits, Johnson wants to maintain service continuity and performance. What OSI feature should she leverage to ensure scalability? A. Manually provision a new larger app instance and migrate workloads. B. Enable app auto-scaling feature to dynamically adjust compute resources. C. Create additional autonomous databases and distribute user sessions. D. Schedule downtime to upgrade resources during off-peak hours. Answer. Correct answer, B. Explanation. App supports an auto-scaling feature that allows dynamic adjustment of CPU resources without downtime, ensuring continuous service during workload spikes. Manually provisioning larger instances requires downtime and migration efforts. Distributing workloads across multiple databases increases complexity and cost. Scheduling downtime impacts availability. Auto-scaling aligns with cloud elasticity principles, delivering performance improvements transparently, and is a core feature of autonomous database. Question 13. By comparing traditional Aman backups with OSI native backup services, Evans wonders which is preferable for managing cloud database backups. What is the fundamental advantage of using OSI native backup services over Aman? A. OSI backups are incremental and require more manual intervention. B. OSI native backups are managed automated and tightly integrated with OSI storage. C. Aman backups are faster and use less storage space than OSI backups. D. OSI backup services do not support point-in-time recovery. Answer. Correct answer, D. Explanation. OSI native backups offer managed automated backup storage integration, reducing administrative overhead compared to RMAN. RMAN allows fine-grained control, including incremental backups and point-in-time recovery. OSI backups may be full snapshots rather than incremental, and currently have limitations on recovery options. RMAN's flexibility and granular restore capabilities remain essential for advanced recovery scenarios. Understanding the trade-offs helps database admins choose the right backup strategy for cloud databases. Question 14. Considering the evidence, Smith is tasked with configuring auditing for her OSI database environment to meet compliance requirements. What approach ensures comprehensive auditing with minimal performance impact? A. Enable full auditing on all database activities regardless of impact. B. Configure unified auditing policies targeting sensitive actions and users. C. Rely solely on OSI network firewall logs for auditing. D. Disable auditing during peak hours to maintain performance. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. OSI network firewall logs do not capture detailed database activities and are insufficient alone for compliance auditing. Full auditing on all activities can significantly degrade performance. Disabling auditing during peak hours risks compliance breaches. Unified auditing policies provide a balanced approach, targeting specific sensitive actions and users, optimizing audit coverage and performance. Oracle's unified auditing framework is designed for cloud environments, supporting compliance without unnecessary overhead. Question 15. In what ways can Istali leverage Oracle Cloud Infrastructure OSI Resource Manager to improve repeatability and governance in database instance provisioning? A. By manually configuring each instance through the OSI console. B. By writing and applying Terraform templates to define infrastructure as code. C. By scripting CLI commands without version control. D. By relying solely on automated database creation wizard steps. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Manual configuration via the OSI console lacks repeatability, audit trails, and version control, which are critical for governance. Scripting CLI commands without version control is error-prone and lacks governance. Automated wizards simplify deployment but do not offer code-based governance or repeatability. OSI Resource Manager uses Terraform templates to define infrastructure as code, enabling version control, repeatability, and compliance with organizational policies, making it the best practice for managing cloud infrastructure at scale. Question 16. While examining the multi-tenancy features in Oracle Cloud databases, Kapoor has asked why pluggable database PBS are recommended over multiple single-tenant databases. What is the core advantage of using PDBS? A. They reduce the number of licenses required without impacting performance. B. PBS enable resource sharing and isolation within a single container database CDB. PBS simplify patching by applying updates individually to each PDB. D. Each PDB requires separate management and monitoring tools. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. PBS simplify overall management by sharing the container database's resources and infrastructure. They allow for consolidated resource sharing with isolation between tenants. Patching is applied at the container level, so updates affect all PBS simultaneously, not individually. License requirements vary but depend on deployment specifics. PBS reduce complexity, improve utilization, and streamline management compared to many separate databases, aligning with Oracle multi-tenant architecture best practices. Question 17. Taking into account a high availability requirement for a cloud-based Oracle RAC environment, Walker must decide on the best network design. Which approach should he prioritize for RAC interconnect configuration? A. Use public internet networks to connect RAC nodes for cost savings. B. Configure a dedicated private VCN subnet with low latency links for the interconnect. C. Use the same subnet as the client access network to reduce complexity. D. Rely on VPN tunnels between RAC nodes for secure communication. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Using the public internet for RAC interconnect traffic is highly discouraged due to latency jitter and security risks that can degrade cluster performance and reliability. The RAC interconnect requires A dedicated, private, low-latency network subnet to ensure fast, secure communication between nodes. Sharing the subnet with client traffic increases the risk of congestion and failure. VPN tunnels additional latency and complexity. Dedicated private subnets within our VCNS are recommended to maintain rack high availability and performance. Question 18. In an effort to troubleshoot storage-related issues in an OSI database instance, Davis must differentiate between block storage and object storage characteristics. Which statement correctly contrasts them? A. Block storage supports high IOPS and is used for database files. The object storage is optimized for large unstructured data. B. Object storage offers lower durability than block storage but higher performance. C. Block storage is less expensive and used for backups. Object storage is expensive and used for logs. D. Both block and object storage have identical use cases in Oracle Cloud. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Block storage provides low latency and high IOPS, making it ideal for hosting database files requiring consistent performance. Object storage is designed for storing large volumes of unstructured data like backups, archives, and logs, optimized for scalability and durability rather than IOPS. Object storage is typically more cost-effective for large-scale storage but not suited for database transactional files. Understanding these storage types helps design efficient cloud storage architectures aligned with workload requirements. Question 19. Throughout the course of managing OSI databases, Foster needs to monitor database health proactively. Which tool or feature should he prioritize to get real-time performance metrics and automated alerts? A. Oracle Enterprise Manager Cloud Control with OSI plugins. B. Manual SQL queries on vPerformance View. C. OSI monitoring service with pre-built database metrics and alarms. D. OSI console without setting up alerting rules. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Manual queries provide granular data but require constant human intervention and do not provide real-time automated alerts. Oracle Enterprise Manager is powerful but may not be as tightly integrated with OSI monitoring services or cost-effective for all users. OSI monitoring service offers native pre-built metrics for databases and supports setting up automated alarms for proactive issue detection, making it the preferred cloud-native tool for real-time health monitoring and alerting in OSI environments. Question 20. Given the circumstances, Green must comply with Oracle licensing policies while scaling multiple autonomous databases for different departments. What is the key factors you should consider for cost optimization? A. Licenses are required per autonomous database instance regardless of usage. B. Pay-as-you-go licensing applies only if instances run continuously over 24 hours. C. Licensing costs can be optimized by consolidating workloads in fewer autonomous databases. D. Licensing is waived for development and testing environments in Oracle Cloud. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Oracle licensing for autonomous databases typically charges per instance based on OPU count regardless of usage duration, so every active instance incurs cost. Pay-as-you-go can apply but does not depend solely on continuous runtime. Consolidating workloads may reduce costs but must balance performance and availability. Licensing is not automatically waived for DevTest. Separate agreements or free tier options apply. Understanding licensing models is critical for budgeting and compliance in cloud deployments. Question 21. When faced with a situation where an OSI autonomous database exhibits intermittent connectivity failures from client applications, what is the most appropriate troubleshooting step Brown should take first? A. Restart the autonomous database instance immediately to clear transient errors. B. Verify the VCN and subnet security list rules to ensure correct inbound and outbound traffic. C. Increase the compute resources allocated to the database to handle more connections. D. Disable TLS encryption temporarily to rule out network encryption issues. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Connectivity issues are commonly linked to network misconfigurations, especially in VCN security lists or network ACLs. Verifying these settings ensures that firewall rules are not blocking required traffic. Restarting the database may temporarily resolve symptoms but does not address root causes. Increasing compute resources doesn't fix connectivity. Disabling TLS compromises security and is best practice. Following methodical network configuration check is aligned with OSI and Oracle database troubleshooting guidelines. Question 22. From a historical standpoint, Mr. Wilson is responsible for automating patch management for multiple Oracle Database Cloud Service instances. What tool or feature best supports this automation while ensuring consistency across environments? A. OSI Resource Manager with Terraform scripts for patch orchestration. B. Manually applying patches through OSI console for better control. C. Writing custom shell scripts and running on each instance manually. D. Using Oracle Enterprise Manager Cloud Control exclusively for patch management. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. While Oracle Enterprise Manager and OSI Resource Manager provide automation frameworks, manual scripting remains widely used for customized, repeatable patch workflows. However, manual scripts increase risk of inconsistency. OSI Resource Manager with Terraform focuses more on infrastructure provisioning rather than patch orchestration. Enterprise Manager assists but might require additional setup and cost. Ideally, automated scripts integrated with orchestration tools deliver consistency, but manual scripting is a common fallback, highlighting the need to balance automation with control. Question 23. To what extent does implementing transparent data encryption (TDE) in Oracle Cloud affect application performance according to industry best practices? A. EDE typically causes a significant 20-30% performance degradation. B. EDE has negligible impact on modern CPU architectures due to hardware acceleration. E. EDE disables all database caching mechanisms, reducing performance. EDE requires application changes that impact transaction throughput. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. EDE is designed to be transparent to applications and generally does not require application changes. This makes option D incorrect. Modern CPUs include hardware acceleration for encryption algorithms, meaning performance overhead is minimal, contradicting option A. TD does not disable caching mechanisms. The performance impact is generally negligible, which aligns with Oracle's document, recommending TDE for data at rest encryption without affecting applications or throughput substantially. Question 24. In the absence of a dedicated disaster recovery doctor, cite what OSI feature is Fernandez leveraged to improve recovery time objectives for her Oracle Database Cloud Service. A. Use Oracle Data Guard in maximum protection mode. B. Enable OSI automated backups stored in a different region. C. Perform day or man backups and store them locally. D. Rely on manual export-import with data pump for recovery. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Oracle Data Guard in maximum protection mode ensures zero data loss by synchronizing transactions to a standby database offering the lowest possible RE or even without a dedicated doctor site. Automated backups stored in other regions provide data protection, but recovery is slower. Daily or man backups are important but slow to restore. Manual export-import is labor-intensive and not ideal for Okta Data Guard provides near real-time failover capability, aligning with advanced doctor best practices. Question 25. Several experts suggest that in OSI, using Cloud Shell for database administration tasks is advantageous primarily because A. It allows running heavy database workloads without local setup. B. It provides a pre-configured CLI environment accessible from any browser. C. It replaces the need for Oracle Enterprise Manager. D. It automatically patches the database instance during CLI operations. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Cloud Shell provides a pre-configured environment with OSI CLI tools accessible from any browser, which is highly convenient but does not replace Oracle Enterprise Manager's advanced monitoring and management capabilities. It is designed for light command line tasks, not heavy workloads. It does not perform automatic patching during CLI use. Hence, while it simplifies administration, it is complementary to management tool, not replacement. Question 26. With the advent of Oracle multi-tenant architecture in the cloud, ISTSync needs to manage resource allocation among pluggable database PDBs, which OSI feature facilitates this granular resource management. A. Resource manager policies. B. Oracle Database Resource Manager. C. OSI tagging and budgeting. D. Database parameter groups. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. OSI Resource Manager primarily deals with provisioning infrastructure, not resource allocation inside databases. Oracle Database Resource Manager is the component designed to allocate CPU and IO resources among PDBs and sessions, controlling resource consumption internally. OSI tagging and budgeting help track resource costs but do not affect database resource allocation. Parameter groups tune settings but don't dynamically allocate resources. Effective resource governance within multi-tenant DBS is managed by Oracle Database Resource Manager. Question 27. The common thread among successful Oracle Cloud migrations is thorough planning for networking configuration. What is the primary networking consideration to ensure database availability and security? A. Use a single public subnet for all database instances for simplicity. B. Segment databases into private subnets with strict security lists and routing. C. Rely on default VCN settings without customization. D. Assign public IPs to all database instances for easier access. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Assigning public IPs to databases exposes them to security risks and is not recommended. Using a single public subnet reduces security posture and availability due to lack of segmentation. Relying on default VCN settings without tailoring ignores the complexity of secure cloud environments. Best practices dictate placing databases in private subnets, controlling traffic with security lists, routing rules to restrict access, thereby ensuring security and availability. Question 20. In terms of performance monitoring, Ision wants to utilize OSI tools to identify SQL statements that degrade database performance. Which OSI feature should she focus on? A. OSI logging service for audit trails. B. SQL monitoring reports in Oracle Enterprise Manager. C. OSI object storage for storing SQL trace files. D. Manual analysis of vSession views only. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. OSI object storage is for storing data including trace files, but it does not itself identify performance issues. OSI logging is for audit trails, not detailed SQL performance. SQL monitoring reports in Enterprise Manager provide detailed, real-time insights into SQL execution, helping to identify problematic queries. Manual vSession analysis is useful but less comprehensive and requires expertise. Hence, SQL monitoring in Enterprise Manager is the best targeted tool for this need. Question 29. Across different scenarios, automating backup strategies in OSI can improve reliability and reduce human error. What is the recommended method for automating backups in Oracle Autonomous Databases? A. Schedule manual exports using data pump at fixed intervals. B. Configure OSI automated backup policies with retention settings. C. Use custom shell scripts triggered via OSI Cloud Shell. D. Perform backups only during plan maintenance windows. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. OSI automated backup policies allow setting schedules and retention for autonomous databases, providing a fully managed, reliable backup mechanism with minimal administrator intervention. Manual data pump exports require more management and risk out. Custom scripts increase complexity and maintenance. Limiting backups to maintenance windows restricts recovery flexibility. Automated policies align with cloud best practices for continuous data protection and compliance. Question 30. In light of recent developments, Esther O'Neill must ensure compliance reporting for multiple OSI databases. Which OSI feature integrates best with auditing to provide compliance dashboards and reports? A. OSI Audit Service combined with OSI logging and notifications. B. Manual export of audit logs for external processing. C. Database triggers to log user activities internally. D. Use of third-party tools only for compliance reporting. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. OSI Audit Service captures user activity and API calls at the platform level. When combined with OSI logging and notifications, it enables creation of real-time compliance dashboards and alerts. Manual export is labor-intensive and error-prone. Database triggers are inefficient for broad compliance needs and hard to maintain, while third-party tools help. OSI native services offer integrated and automated compliance reporting essential for enterprise cloud governance.